on the Colorado State Sports Network.
Stevens out to Palmer. Triple. Bingo! 10-0 run.
You just felt it coming, and the buzz in Moby is real right now. You can just feel it.
From Learfield, Rams basketball is brought to you by Bank of Colorado. There's only one, the Green and Gold Guard, the official collective of Colorado State Athletics. Support the Guard and support your Rams at thegguard.com. SeatGeek, official ticket marketplace of the Colorado State Rams. And by FNBO, First National Bank of Omaha. The tip is moments away. Now with the call of the game, here's the voice of the Rams, Brian Roth.
All right, all set for this one here tonight as we bring you back inside Moby Arena. We're in Fort Collins tonight, Mountain-West Conference basketball. Colorado State 17-5, Boise State at 16-6. Brian Roth alongside Adam Nygaard with you. Ryan Pfeiffer keeping the numbers for us courtside. And David DeVuth back in Learfield Master Control. Get you the starting lineups here in just a moment, but first let's take 10 seconds. Allow stations across the network to identify themselves on the Colorado State Sports Network.
KUAD-FM and KUAD HD1 Windsor, a Town Square media station. Your home for CSU Rams men's basketball is K99.
All right, look at the starting lineup for the Boise State Broncos. 16-6 on the season. They're 7-2 in conference play. They have 1-2 straight coming off a thrashing of Air Force on Saturday, 94-56. Point guard Roddy Anderson, 6'3", 190, sophomore out of Huntington Beach, California. The transfer from UC San Diego. Max Rice, 6'5", 205. The 6th-year senior out of Bishop Kelly High School in Boise, averaging 12.5 points per contest. Shabuzo Abo, 6'7", 223, junior from San Diego, second leading scorer to shade under 15 points per game. Dyson Dagenhart, 6'8", 235, junior from Spokane, returning starter and a returning first-team All-Mountain West Conference selection, coming off a career-high 29 against Air Force on Saturday. And Omar Stanley, the St. John's transfer, 6'8", 240, junior from Overland Park, Kansas, is their leading rebounder at 6.5 boards per game. Head coach Leon Rice in his 14th season, and Boise 284 up, 161 down, has won 20 or more games in 10 of his 13 seasons, and he has been absolutely terrific. Starting lineup for the Rams, 17-5 on the season. They're 5-4 in conference play. Rams have won 2 straight, including a victory against Fresno State in Fresno on Saturday, 73-61. The point guard, the venerable Isaiah Stevens, 6 foot, 185, senior from Allen, Texas, 16.5 points per game, 7 assists per game. Both lead the Rams. Also in the backcourt, Josiah Strong, 6'4", 185, graduate senior from Brooklyn Park, Minnesota, 8.5 points per game. Nick Clifford, 6'6", 191, the senior out of Colorado Springs, Colorado. Clifford, 14 points, 7 rebounds per game. Joel Scott, 6'7", 225, senior from Monument, the Division II National Player of the Year a season ago at Black Hill State, 12 points per contest. And then Patrick Cartier on the inside, 6'8", 220. Graduate senior out of Brookfield, Wisconsin. Nico Medved in his 6th season at Colorado State, 109 and 69. He's assisted by Ali Frokmanesh, Brian Cooley, Tim Shelton, C.J. Rivers, and Joe Deciman. All right, Adam, what are some keys to tonight's game? A big one for both teams.
It's a fight on both ends of the floor. When that ball goes in, you better match body on body, or you're going to lose this game. That's the difference. It's going to be that rebounding margin and that fight inside and down low, not only with the big men, but with those guards, too. Everybody help everybody tonight.
Yeah, expecting a crowd of a little over 7,000 fans. It'll snap the 2 consecutive sellout streak that Colorado State has had. They have 4 sellouts on the season. Still a great contingent of whiteout here tonight on this Tuesday night. Rams obviously coming out in their home whites. Boise State coming out in their traveling black uniforms, blue numbers with the white trim. Rams set to jump center Cartier, and Stanley Cartier wins it. And we're officially underway. Pull up a chair. Great to have everybody with us on the Colorado State Sports Network on the radio side and the Mountain West Network on the streaming side. Clifford high left. On a post-up Stevens right out of the gate. Working against the sophomore. Kicked out to Strong. Right baseline drive. Got canceled there. Found a cutter. Cartier off the window and good.
Just great weak side action. The ISO doesn't work for Isaiah initially, but staying with the play, and Cartier bailing out Josiah Strong. Great flash.
Opening offensive possession of the game for Boise State into the front court. Max Rice has it outside. Top of the key, it goes to Stanley. Watched there by Cartier. Man-to-man pressure for the Rams. Dagenhart on the inside. Turnaround jump hook. And he gets the friendly roll, and it's 2-2.
And that's tough. Dagenhart playing as well as anybody in the league right now and just gets that much space down low. Got to send that help a little earlier if you're CSU.
1 minute into the contest, and all tied up here. Rams in the front court. Stevens catching top of the key, lobbing down low, looking for Scott Dagenhart. But just able to get upon that, knocked it out of bounds in the baseline. Stays with CSU, 15 on the shot clock.
And Dagenhart does it all for them. I mean, you see him get his head on a swivel there. You will not get a back cut on me easily.
Rams triggered in the baseline. Stevens retrieves top of the key. Snaps a pass to the right side. Scott back up top of the key. Rams working around. 6 on the shot clock now. Got to go. Cartier hit the key. 3 in the shot clock. Scott doesn't recognize it. Now he does. Fires. Missed the 3. The rebound to the Broncos. Rice has it. And Max Rice up into the forecourt. Hands off to Anderson. Bounces right side to Omar Stanley. He has been terrific in Mountain West Conference play this year. Trying to back down on Cartier. Ball got poked away. He got it back. Fade away too good. And again, got the friendly roll.
A nice touch around the rim. Clifford, if he sticks with that double team, he would have got that steal as that ball goes off his foot, and Stanley's able to corral it and put it up at the rim.
Clifford left baseline drive, tried to hook a pass inside to Strong for the layup. Boy, how'd they find that?
You just got to continue to be active, but against great defense like Boise State, you have got to move and cut from behind. Back-to-back possessions now. Rams get a layup.
It's a 4-4 game. 17:50 to go in the first half. Dagenhart left wing. Tried to drive baseline, cut off by Scott. Slows the dribble, backing his way down. Dagenhart, a couple of inches advantage on that. Got underneath the hoop, had to send it all the way out to Abo. Contested 3. Missed it. Out of bounds. It'll stay with Boise State. Nope, they'll say it'll go to Colorado State.
Great recovery from Nick Clifford. Helps down on the drive and then gets out to the shooter. And then an excellent block out from Cartier on Stanley.
17.5 to go in the opening half of play. 4-4 Rams and the Broncos tonight from Moby Arena. Clifford catching on the right side. Bounces it right of the lane. This is Cartier and going up against Dagenhart. Check that, rather, Scott. Nico Medved shielding us off here. Fade away 2 for Stevens is good.
And you see that Boise State defense does not give up an inch as Anderson III helps down and then recovers quickly. That's a great contest against a guy who just is a little bit better than you on offense.
Into the front court, Anderson has it on the left side. Stevens on him, not as Stanley out front. Big man working against Cartier, left of the lane, it goes to Dagenhart. As the handoff to Max Rice, left wing, ball got knocked away, out of bounds. Stays with Boise State with just 6 seconds on the shot clock.
And you see the adjustment from the CSU staff already. As soon as Dagenhart catches that ball in the low block, a double team immediately there. Said enough's enough.
Max Rice, top of the key, catch and shoot 3, missed it. Rebound Stanley in there for the rebound. New life for Boise State. Stanley a contested 3. Missed it badly, rebound Stevens. Isaiah front court. He got it to Strong in the right wing. Back cutter Cartier for the layup.
And what a heads-up play from Cartier, who recognizes his defender, falls down, and just goes right to the front of the rim. Josiah Strong, great bounce pass.
8-4 Rams doubling up the Broncos. 16:05 to go in the first half. Stanley driving right on Cartier to the rim. Lost the ball on the way up. Loose on the floor. Came to Clifford. Rams want to run. Here's Strong. Fakes the 3. Knifing down the lane. Kicked out to Stevens. Extra pass. Clifford in the paint. Stripped away. There comes Boise State front court. Led by Max Rice. Had a notion to go with the transition 3. Now fires the 3 and hits the 3. And Max Rice has been white hot over the last week and a half.
And Nick Clifford back-to-back bad plays there. Turns the ball over, then picks up Rice, and then gives him too much space. Doesn't communicate with Scott. And gives up a wide-open 3 to a shooter who's as streaky as anybody and as hot as anybody in the league.
Rice at 35. At the pit. That is nothing to sneeze at. Players on the floor, no call. Clifford down the lane. And he throws it down. Nick Clifford getting to the cup.
And that time drives away from the defense. Initially drives to the middle, turns it over. That time right to the baseline and elevates.
10-7 lead for the Rams. They get a foul out front to go against Strong. At the defense on Max Rice. And it's the first foul called here tonight. We have a timeout. 15:02 to go. 5 minutes into the contest. Rams and the Broncos. CSU with an early advantage. It's 10-7 on the Colorado State Sports Network from Learfield. All right, back here at Moby Arena on this Tuesday night. Colorado State and Boise State, early 10-7 lead for the Colorado State Rams. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Canvas Credit Union. At Canvas, it's more about banking. It's about you. It's about your goals. Join the official credit union of Colorado State by visiting canvas.org/CSU, or you can go to their convenient branch located right here on the campus of Colorado State University in the Laurie Student Center. Well, the Rams have opened up, hitting 5 of the first 6 shots. Boise State has knocked down 3 of their first 6.
And Nick Clifford had a chance to get a steal on one side, and Stanley comes up with a loose ball, gets a rebound. You got Dagenhart with another tough bounce around the rim. I mean, this is going to be a tough physical matchup all game long, no matter who's out there on the floor.
And for the first time tonight, each of the 2 coaches are going to go to their bench. Bemba Lake checked into the Ram lineup. Meanwhile, Whiting is checked in along with Martin into that Boise State lineup. And Meadow is checked in as well, the freshman. Driving left baseline. Here's Max Rice trying to back down against Clifford. Little lip fake. Leans in. Had to kick out to Martin. Martin at the free throw line. Back to Max Rice. Fakes the 3. Drives baseline. Out to Martin. Hoists up a 3. Missed it. And Clifford there for the rebound.
Textbook help side from Bemba. They're coming off of that ball screen and showing on Max Rice, making sure he gives it up before he recovers.
14:33 to go here in the opening 20 minutes. Rams in the front court. Jalen Lake, top of the key. Bemba has it straight away. Martin on him. Hands off to Stevens. Turns the corner. Pick and roll. Bemba to the rim. Missed it at the paint. And got the whistle. Gotta get Leon Rice up off his seat. Well, the officials here tonight: Michael Greenstein, Mike Littlewood, Brooke Wells. Greenstein, according to Ken Palm, ranked the 47th official in the nation. Littlewood ranked 77. And then Brooke Wells, according to Ken Palm, ranked as the 12th best official in the land. Brooke Wells working his 72nd game of the year here tonight.
That's unbelievable.
Littlewood on his 41st and Greenstein on his 48th.
I mean, that's impressive, man. We've only done 20-some, and it feels like we've been going for 6 months here.
That's seemingly every night. That's 5-6 nights a week.
Really, yeah.
Racking up the airline miles and the hotel miles.
I know pilots who don't work that long. Literally.
Both free throws up and good for Rashawn Bemba, the freshman out of Austria. 12-7. Rams up by 5.
Now the Rams going to pick up full here with no real true point guard besides Jace Whiting on the floor. A guy is susceptible to turning it over, as the Rams had success picking him up full on the road at Boise State the first time around.
Whiting, the sophomore out of Burley, Idaho. The Meadow high on the left side, top of the key to Martin. Kansas transfer. It is also played at Division II. High on the right side. Rice drives right in the paint. Oh, knocked away baseline. It stays with the Broncos. 2 on the shot clock here. Leon Rice pointing to the shot clock, yelling at his team, 2-2-2.
Great hands from Isaiah. You've got to force Max Rice to put the ball on the floor. I don't know if I love him getting all the way to the middle of the paint and getting a free look like that, but save yourself one there by poking that one away.
Rice on the inbounds, missed the shot, and then a foul for the rebound. Martin with a 2-hand shove into the back. The Colorado State player, the Ram basketball here. Dagenhart quickly back in the game. For Boise State, he'll get Omar Stanley, first breather for the St. John's transfer.
And again, 1 through 4, Boise State is really, really good. It's that 5, 6, 7, 8 spot where they struggle, and see these starters play a lot of minutes tonight.
And a foul away from the basketball on the other end, a moving screen against Rashawn Bemba. And it opened up a wide open 3 for Nick Clifford. 13:43 to go. First half, 12-7, Rams by 5.
Yeah, it's too bad. I don't think Bemba needed to really move much on that screen, as the defender kind of shortcuts it by going under. Too bad, because Nick Clifford was looking to make him pay as one of the best three-point shooters in the country, not only the league.
Again, a little token full court pressure, beaten into the front court. Whiting has it out by half court. Riding on the handoff to Abo is checked back in. So Abo and Dagenhart both back in the contest. Martin top of the key. Looking for the dribble handoff. Nobody home on the right side. Back up front. He goes to Abo. 7 on the shot clock. Meadow left baseline. Makes the drive. Kicks out. Abo 3. Good. For Buzo Abo.
And he's just so long and so hard to contest. Nick Clifford's there the whole time, but he shoots it from kind of behind his head. Not much else you can do there from Nick Clifford except shake your head. Good shot there.
Clifford top of the key for the Rams. Lobbing it down low to Bemba. Had Whiting on him right over the top, and he lays it in.
Nice recognition from Clifford, just letting Bemba get set, letting that front from Whiting stay.
14-10, Rams by 4. Inside 13 minutes to go in the first half of play. Whiting top of the key, hands off to Martin. Looking for a cutter. Zabo threw it at his feet. He able to retrieve there in the paint. Oh, great lip fake, and he got Clifford off his feet.
It's twice now Clifford has been caught leaving the floor on a shot fake when you really just got to make him score over the top.
And the block out front against Dagenhart.
That's a tough one there, as Dagenhart really just walling up and Joe Palmer bouncing off of him. Don't see Joe Palmer do that often.
Now Palmer went to the floor, which drew the whistle, but boy, Dagenhart read that the entire way. Rams little dribble handoff to the trailing Palmer coming up the court top of the key, and Dagenhart guessed right. Looked like he beat him to the spot. First on Dagenhart, third on Boise State.
And Dagenhart, for as much as he plays inside.
As Lake knocks down the 3, head of the key. That's a good sign for Colorado State.
That's a great sign. A guy who's shooting just 28% conference and 0 for his last 5 at least. Gets to see his first one go down. Nice screen there to get him going.
Right, Jalen Lake had gone 0 for 7 from downtown in the last 3 games, and he gets his first one to go here. Inside 12 minutes to go in the first half, 17-12. Rams back up by 5. Matches the large lead of the game, and Whiting able to get to the hoop and lays it in.
Can't let a guy like that get all the way to the rim for just off a couple dribbles. Nobody there in help side.
Strong, wide open 3 head of the key, fires and missed it. Abo up high for the rebound. And the Broncos heading back the other way. Stop of the key. High post it goes to the big man Martin. Back out front it goes to Whiting. 17 on the shot clock. Whiting off the screen, drove to the left elbow. Top of the key, Abo, another contested 3. In and out this time. That with the rebound, got it to Stevens. Bounce pass to Palmer, baseline drive, lays it up. Cook the bucket. And a foul on Abo.
And what a drive from Joe Palmer here. Good look at 3, but boy, if you're Boise State, you might be a little frustrated with that, as Agbo doing a great job getting his feet outside that paint. Might have got away with one.
Brings us to immediate timeout. 11:08 to go. We're in the first, 19-14. Rams by 5 on the Colorado State Sports Network from Learfield. Hey fans, don't forget you can savor lunch, happy hour, dinner with Pickle Barrel's iconic sandwiches and drinks in Old Town Fort Collins. Pickle Barrel's open 7 days a week, so stop on by or order online at picklebarrelsandwiches.com. Pickle Barrel, a proud sponsor of the Colorado State Rams. 11:08 to go. We're in the first half of play. It's been an entertaining one so far, 19-14. Rams with the advantage. Got a couple of block charge calls early in this contest, including the last one. And free throws coming up for Colorado State. Adam, you look at the bench for CSU. Last 2 games, the starters have really carried the water for Colorado State. The bench, though, already 9 points here so far in the first nearly 9 minutes.
And the minutes had shrunk a lot, basically only giving Jalen Lake 18, and everybody else was hovering around 8, 9, 10. But when you're getting the production like they are here in the first 7 or 8 minutes, 9 points off the bench, I mean, that makes us a completely different ball team.
And the free throw from Joe Palmer is up, rimmed away, no good, so can't convert on the 3-point play. Boise State with the basketball into the front court. Abo has it by the left side. Strong watches there. Whiting top of the key. Lost the bounce momentarily, had to pick it up. He's dead. Got it to Rice back out front. 10 on the shot clock for the Broncos. Abo foul line. Good little pick and roll. Got it to Dagenhart. Working underneath. Rejected from behind. Out of bounds, it was Joe Palmer.
And great help from Joe as he came by swatting. Sometimes the refs call that as you swat it, that action, but all ball there.
4 on the shot clock. Inbounds for Boise State. Good feed to Abo. He missed it. And that was a great look. Here comes CSU into the front court. Stevens to the corner. Lake, another 3. Not this time. Rebound to Boise State. Whiting has it out of the back.
Too bad there. Another great look for Jalen Lake. Knocked down his first shot.
Down the lane. There goes Rice. Scooped it up. He missed it, but got the contact.
And he just gives you enough of a show. And he's not the fastest guy, but he's quick to get off and around you. As a few times now, Max Rice has gone free down the middle of the paint. Cartier just a little too late bodying him up.
So Rice at the free throw line. A couple of pitches here. 82% of the season from the charity stripe. And the first one is up, and it is good. Rice, a kid who shot 41% from deep last season, and boy, killed the Rams and Boise in that contest last year. Numbers are a bit down here this year at 35%, but still one of the best shooters in the Mountain West Conference, and he gets both free throws.
And he's as hot as ever over his last 2, so forget all the numbers. As a shooter, it's really how are you the last shot you made, and made a 3 now, gets himself to the free throw line. Let's hope it doesn't get him going.
Stevens foul line jumper, missed it. Here comes Rice and Boise State back the other way. Degenhardt high right. 19-16, Colorado State leading by 3. Abo at the free throw line wants to back down on Stevens. Working his way deeper and deeper into the paint. Turnaround jump hook. Boy, rimmed away. I was right there. Rams with the rebound. Colorado State coming back the other way. Stevens back cut. Lake lays it up and in.
They're just driving right at Ogbo and doesn't really see it, but Jalen Lake sure does, and you know Isaiah Stevens will. A couple of great backdoor cuts for layups early in this ball game.
Colorado State had 21 first-half points in the first meeting in Boise. They were down 28-21 at the intermission. They have 21 points through the first 11 and a half, 10 and a half minutes of this one. Great feed from Rice inside to Degenhardt on the reverse.
It's a nice pass out of a double team from Max Rice. Somehow gets it, finds it to the right player, and at that point you got Isaiah Stevens rotating in there, unable to contest that much at the rim.
Back to a 3-point game. Cartier deep on Stanley. Jump hook, no. Whistle, yes.
I like that out of Cartier. He showed the league for about 3 games straight that spin move back to his left. Last couple games, he's giving you kind of that Harlem shake, that dream shake where he fakes you baseline. Now he's going to the middle and kind of sneaks his arm under Omar Stanley as he goes up, too, gets the foul.
Stanley picking up his first personal foul, 5th team foul against the Broncos, and the first free throw's up and good for Patrick Cartier. Boy, Cartier was terrific last Tuesday night. The win against San Diego State, went for 19 in that game, and chipped in with 14. On Saturday night, the victory in the Valley against Fresno.
The difference for me with Cartier has been his defense. I'm not so worried about the offensive numbers. I know he struggles shooting the 3 as of late, but to see him playing defense and staying in ball games, that's the biggest factor to me.
Both free throws are good, and CSU has lead back up to 5. We dipped inside 9 minutes to go in the first half of play. On the left side, Roddy Anderson picked up the bounce, got it to Stanley down the left baseline. Skip pass all the way through. Try to drive inside. Kobe Young has just checked in. Out to Rice. Fires the 3. Missed it. Rebound Colorado State. Here comes Nate Clifford. Clifford snaps a pass to Scott on the right baseline. Tried the baseline. Got cut off, though, by Degenhardt. Now he'll try to back down. Degenhardt stands his ground to Clifford on the right wing. Clifford now with Degenhardt on him on the right baseline. A little shake. Step back. 3. Backboard. Nothing else.
It's just a terrible possession. The ball moves twice, but with 10 dribbles, and it's on the same side of the floor. Way easy to defend.
Here's Stanley trying to drive baseline. Double team comes. Had to kick out. He had it stolen, and then a foul against Max Rice.
That's a heads-up play from Max Rice. 6th-year guy. He's still in front of the ball, so he's able to hold up Scott there, as some fans call him for an intentional foul breakaway. But again, a heads-up play as CSU was off to the races.
So Max Rice picking up his first personal foul, 16th foul against Boise State. Stevens on the bench now for CSU. Clifford remains in. And Kyan Evans, the freshman out of Kansas City, is in there to run the point for Colorado State. On the left side, it's Strong. Get immediate timeout here at the next whistle. Strong inside. Leaves it off for Clifford. Meek. He said he double dribbled the basketball.
Get the replay here. I thought the ball got knocked out of his hands, or he's still trying to gather that ball.
That looked like he still was trying to gather. Nonetheless, that's the call. It'll be Boise State basketball when we come back. 7:43 to go. We're in the first, 23-18. Rams over the Broncos on the Colorado State Sports Network from Learfield. (23-18) as we bring it back inside Moby Arena. 7:43 remaining in the first half of play of this one. Round number 2 between the Rams and the Broncos. Tonight's game presented by FNIC, a true partner in helping manage risk and protecting your business. FNIC, trusted insurance advisors and an official sponsor of CSU. You can learn more at FNICgroup.com. Back with Adam Nygaard, Brian Roth with you. Rams still shooting the basketball well. 9 of 14, 64%. Broncos at 7 of 17 for 41%. And so far the rebounding edge, 8-8. Either way, this is the best rebounding team in the Mountain West Conference in Boise State.
Well, that's the stat to keep your eye on. It was 5-3 CSU before that 4-minute stretch, and Boise State wins that 4 minutes 5-3 as the rebounds adding up, and still points in the paint, 14-8 CSU. So keep it up, keep fighting in there.
Right side Anderson for Boise State. Out of the timeout, Broncos with the basketball. Anderson still on the right side trying to drive on Evans, couldn't shake it. Right baseline here to Stanley, working against Cartier. Skips it all the way through. The baseline, Kobe Young drives to the foul line. Back outside to Anderson. Fires a 3. He got it to go, but wave off the bucket. It's a shot clock violation.
Nice recovery from the freshman, Kyan Evans. He kind of goes off of that double team real quick. Bothers that ball just long enough so that pass can't get to Anderson in the corner. Great defense for all 30 seconds there.
Now Anderson's going to pick up full court on the freshman Kyan Evans. And Evans has it into the front court for CSU. 7 minutes exactly to go here in the first half of play. Rams by 5. Top of the key to Strong, lobbing down low. Cartier, reverse layup is up. Missed just about everything. Front court, here comes Boise State. Not sure if he needed to go the reverse there. I could have drawn some contact had he not. Little pick and roll down the lane. Degenhardt had to peel off to the right side. Squares up here on Cartier. Now with the dribble, takes him into the paint, spins baseline. Joe Polk misses. Whistle foul. Who are they going to get? And it goes against Stanley and Boise State. That'll be his second. And Joel Scott now. He got knocked to the hardwood. He's getting up. 17 fouls, so free throws for Colorado State.
And it wouldn't be a conference game for Joel Scott if he didn't get hit in the face and knocked to the floor at least once. I didn't see what happened there, but now they're going to take a look at it.
Just got to look at it. And Scott obviously went to the floor, and then when he went to the floor, Adam, I think he caught his head on somebody's leg or knee as he was going down. I think it looked like it was more on the fall than it was the initial contact up top, but
bodies are flying around. When that shot goes up, I mean, all 5 guys are really just body on body, pushing, fighting, scratching, clawing, trying to come up with a rebound. It's not a great shooting percentage team from Boise State, but man, they can really rebound that basketball, and you see here is every single possession is a battle.
6:35 to go in the first half of play, 23-18. We have been stuck on this score for 2 minutes and 21 seconds. Neither team has scored in that span. Rams up by 5 here. Again, it's a Bronco team that, boy, had a tough November with a tough schedule. They went 3-3 in the month of November. But boy, have started to really play some good basketball. 7-2 in Mountain West Conference play. Heading into tonight, tied for first place with Utah State. 4-0 on the road, though, I think is the thing that stands out with Boise State. Wins at Nevada, wins at New Mexico so far here this season, but a couple of home losses. An OT loss to Utah State, and then a loss to UNLV, who has just been all over the map this season, in particular conference play. Well, I guess you could say all season. I mean, they lost to Southern to open up the year, and they beat Creighton.
Yeah, a bit of a head scratcher there, but again, certainly a team in UNLV you do not want to see in the Mountain West tournament, because you're right, whatever UNLV team does show up, they can play pretty good when they decide to. But you talked about Boise State and how good they're feeling. They showed that league all they were on that road win against New Mexico out the pit. I mean, a team that averaged 75 points over their last 3 games has exploded for 88 a game against 2 of the top teams in the league. So it's not all for show. They're really letting it fly and knocking them in. And with that great stellar defense, it's no wonder why they're up there tied for first or second for the league.
Get 5 teams in the net top 40, including these 2 teams. Boise State at 36, Colorado State at 28 of the net rankings. And Boise State 5-4 in quad 1. Rams are 4-4 in quad 1. Both have done some damage. As they continue to look at this one from Moby Arena, the foul went against Omar Stanley, and Joel Scott went to the ground. We got the one look at it, and they're having a long discussion on this, trying to see if there's a flagrant. Either way, it's going to be Ram basketball. The question is, do they see anything that they deemed worthy of a flagrant, which would also give Colorado State free throws here?
And the longer it takes, the longer it takes to make this decision, you know they're figuring clock and time possession, but it looks like a hung jury to me over there.
As students out in full force again here tonight at Moby Arena. Ram Ruckus has been incredible here this season. They were great in football, and they've been terrific here in basketball as well. Major factor as to why Colorado State is 11-1 on their home court here this season. And the trio of Greenstein, Littlewood, and Wells continue to talk here. And now the discussion is over, and they're going to let each of the coaches know what exactly they came up with here.
It's a long discussion, so I imagine any discussion has to favor the side of CSU.
Mike Littlewood talking to Nico Medved, Brooke Wells talking to Leon Rice. It's a long discussion. I
mean, double foul.
Okay.
So we're going to go both ways with it. Never got a true replay look, but
President Amy Parsons being shown on the Jumbotron on the Mountain West Network. Amy in her all white.
Can't miss her. She's everywhere at CSU. Great ambassador. Joel Scott's going to take some free throws solo here.
All right, so the official word, double foul, flagrant on Stanley, and a common foul against Joel Scott. That's the final verdict after all that. Scott at the free throw line. First one's up and good. Second one's also up and good. And now to be Colorado State Ram basketball. So it ends up being a flagrant, but they just tacked on another foul to Scott is how that ended up working out. 25-18, Rams now have their largest lead of the evening, sitting at 7, 6 and change to go here in the first half of play. Evans in the front court. Evans high on the left side. Evans turns the corner, baseline, kicked all the way through. Corner 3, Clifford barely draws iron. And then an injured Bronco that was slow to get up on the baseline. There's Roddy Anderson.
Great find from the young freshman, leaving his feet baseline. You say, uh-oh, but nice bailout and cut weak side from Clifford, who 0 for 2 to start this game, 0 of 3 from deep last game. All of a sudden, our best shooter in a little bit of a slump here, mini slump, 0 for his last 5.
Stevens going to check back in. Gets Kyan Evans. So Isaiah Stevens back in the contest. Roddy Anderson, who was slow to get up on the baseline, now going to go to the Boise State bench, and Jace Whiting checks in for him. Bronco basketball, 6:21 to go. First half, 25-18 Rams. Rise to the backcourt, gets it to Whiting. Gonna work against the man-to-man pressure for Colorado State. And now we had a fan run on the floor. And now he has raced into the tunnel here at Moby Arena.
Why would you
do
that?
What that is about.
It's just as going to hurt us, if anything, here. Maybe, hopefully, they give us a warning. I mean, can we get a warning first? And
they ran from left to right, from one baseline to the other, and then right out of the tunnel here at Moby Arena. And when you do that, you can get outside pretty quickly in this building. And this is going to be a technical foul against Colorado State. So it was a student in Ram gear, and he just hurt his own team. So Max Rice at the free throw line bangs in the first one. He's going to get one more.
And put his mugshot on every bar in Old Town, and 86 him. That might hurt.
Yeah, what are we doing here?
Certainly don't let him back in Moby. I mean, there's no place for that. This should be a home court advantage. You guys got to help us here.
All right, so the one free throw was good. That's all he's going to get. And it'll be Boise State basketball. 25-19, Rams by 6. Gobi Young top of the key, lobs left side to Degenhart, directing traffic. Hands off to Rice. Off a screen, Rice penetrates right down the lane. Floater, no good. Rebound, Scott. Got it to Stevens. Rams in the forecourt. Stevens, spin cycle, kicked out. Lake, 3. Absolutely.
Eyes behind the back of his head. Jalen Lake just knew to be in the right spot. Great find from Isaiah.
28-19, Colorado State. And once again, their large advantage of the first half. Rice at the foul line. Swings a pass to Young on the right side. Fires a 3. Off the heel. Rebound. Knocked out of bounds. It'll be Boise State basketball. White Degenhart with the effort there, keeping that alive, and he saves a possession for his team.
And 2 guys trying to go in there and keep him off the boards. And most impressive part about Degenhart, when you look at his numbers, a guy who plays almost 32.5 minutes per game, just 35 personal fouls on the season. I mean, that's a guy who's going to be there and for you in the heart of all ball games.
Whiting top of the key. 5:15 to go in the first half. Rams by 9. Whiting blocked in the paint. And it's called turned over. It'll be Ram basketball.
And Leon Rice needs a quick 30-second timeout. Has seen enough from the young point guard. Probably going to bring Ronnie Anderson III back into this game.
5:12 to go. They're going to say it's a 30-second timeout. 30-second timeout here. We're going to keep it here. 28-19. Colorado State with their largest lead, sitting at 9 points in the 5:12 mark here of the first half of play. Hey, Ram fans, don't forget you can stay up to date with all things CSU with the Colorado State Insider Podcast. Each week we'll have players and coaches from Ram Athletics, plus commentary and previews of upcoming games. Colorado State Insider Podcast. New episode debuts every Wednesday afternoon. You can find the podcast CSURams.com or any platform where you consume your podcasts. Now, obviously, we'll be talking about this contest. However, this unfolds tonight on the podcast tomorrow. Also, National Signing Day for football. Of course, the second one. Already had one in December. And we'll have Colorado State football coach Jay Norvell on the podcast talking about some of the latest additions to Rams football. All right, out of the 30-second timeout, Ram basketball. Joe Palmer high on the left side for Colorado State. Got it to Stevens on the left wing. Squares up on Whiting. Tries to back his way down. Stevens, step back. Jumper, short. Rebound. Scott tipped it up and missed it. But a foul was called.
Joel Scott got caught watching Isaiah Stevens ISO down low before he finally decides to cut, as Degenhart was just sitting on Isaiah with that double team. Finally gets to the middle of the paint, and then immovable as he is there, Degenhart has to go over the top and kind of hold one arm as Scott tries to put it back with the other.
Originally, Mike Littlewood said it'll be a 1-and-1, but they're going to change it to a shooting foul. So Scott at the line for 2. And the first one's up and good. One more coming his way. Inside 5 minutes to go in the first half of play. Rams have this up to double figures. One more for Joel Scott. And it's up and good. He has struggled from the free throw line of late, but so far so good.
He's just got to continue to get himself there. I talked to somebody off the air. I don't care if he's shooting 4 or 5, but if he's shooting 10 or 12, that's a big difference. 50% at either of those 4 or 5 points.
Rams leading by 11. It's 30-19. 4:40 to go. In the paint, Whiting. Boy, dangerous pass. Got it to Degenhart. Up on Scott. He lays it in for 2. And out of that, find the hands of Degenhart.
And Coach Medved frustrated. He thought he saw Degenhart kind of push off Isaiah off that nasty screen that he sets.
30-21, Rams by 9. Lake on the left wing, got it down low to Scott. Lays it up and in. Got the free lane on the baseline.
And nothing to a turn and go right up and say, come meet me at the rim. Joel Scott really making his mark here down and inside.
Right, Clifford with a deflection out front that'll go out of bounds. Stays with Boise State. You talk about Joel Scott. In the last 6 games, we mentioned double figures. And I think it's just the aggressive attitude, that mindset of when I get in the paint, maybe one lip fake, but I am going right to the rim.
It's nothing cute anymore. Midway through January and December, he just started thinking about some of those big guys that he's going up against, and now he's just playing, not thinking about it.
Degenhardt for 3, and he cans it straight away for Tyson Degenhardt.
The guy who was hot as anybody. We talk about Max Rice. Well, he just had 21 points on the road at Air Force in the first half, so showing you what he can do from outside.
Scott on the inside, threw a double team. Might have been partially blocked, he missed it. Max Rice front court. Rice, little head fake on the angle right, gonna send it back out. 3:30 to go in the first half. Down the lane, Anderson jump stop. Blocked from behind by Clifford. Bang to Stevens. Isaiah front court. Lobs to Clifford. Left of the lane, holds there. Has Rice on him. Takes him off the bounce. Leans in with the left hand. Missed it. Rebound. Palmer had it falling down. Out of bounds and gets us to a media timeout. We'll take it with them. 3:16 to go. We're in the first half of play. 32-24. Rams over the Broncos on the Colorado State Sports Network from Learfield. Colorado State Ram basketball brought to you by the Green and Gold Guard Collective. Hey, Ram fans, if you want exclusive access to players, the content, and limited edition merchandise, we can join the Guard Unleashed fan club at theguardunleashed.com. Again, that's theguardunleashed.com. Green and Gold Guard, a proud partner of Colorado State Athletics. 3:16 to go in the first half. 32-24. Rams on top of the Boise State Broncos from Moby Arena. Boise State shooting just 39% of the contest. And you go back to look at the first matchup between these two teams. Broncos won it at Extra Mile Arena on January 9th, 65-58. Rams held the Broncos to 65 points. Held Boise State to 39% shooting in that game. And remember talking to Nico Medved in the postgame afterwards. He was fired up at his offense. He said, guys, you hold the home team, a team as good as Boise State, to 65 points and they're 39% shooting. You have to win those games. But boy, Boise State's defense was just a little bit better that night.
And that was the difference. They really forced us into some tough shots, some tough situations, forced Isaiah Stevens into 6 turnovers. So did a great job at home. See if having a little trouble here tonight.
58 points, by the way, for the Rams. And Boise in the first meeting. It's a season low for CSU. Anderson on the right side for the Broncos. 9 on the shot clock. Degenhardt catches top of the key. Degenhardt driving on Cartier, leans in. Left-handed jump hook is good, man. It's so tough.
So strong, too. And the way he just takes those extra quick dribbles in the paint, making sure that double team's not going to get there. And then once he's by you, he uses those wide shoulders and shields you off.
32-26. Broncos have this back down to a 6-point game. Right side, Stevens feeds it to Cartier, working against Degenhardt, tried to spin back inside, nothing going. Outside to Lake, that's another 3. Jalen airmails it. Right in the hands of Anderson. He wants to run in transition down the lane. Meadow goes up with a shot, rejected from behind. He's going to get the call. Looked like Cartier walled up, and then the block from behind. Who they get on this?
And Cartier, he just doesn't jump straight up enough. He's too much into Meadow. He's got to let that come to him a little. As I think it was Clifford came with a great help side block.
Yeah, the need will be against Cartier. And it will send Meadow to the free throw line. And the first one is up and good. Andrew Meadow, 62% from the foul line here this season. Freshman out of Santa Clarita, California.
You've got to find a way to stretch this lead and not give it up. Well, Omar Stanley's been sitting on the bench with 2 fouls. Boise State goes real small now, playing Cam Martin at the 5.
Second free throw good for Andrew Meadow. We're at 11 in the first meeting. That was his Mountain West Conference high here this season. Rams have it in the front court after the second free throw is made. And we get a whistle away from the basketball on Isaiah Stevens against Roddy Anderson.
And And Stevens, he does that every now and then. He kind of just uses his hands just enough. And there you see Mike Littlewood catches on to it. Just pushes you just a little when he just makes that burst off the screen.
All right, so Broncos with the basketball in the front court. This is down to a 4-point game. Rams had it at 11 at 32-21 just 3 minutes ago. And then a foul out front that'll go against Boise State. It was Cam Martin with the screen on Clifford. I didn't see much there either.
And quick off the bench, if Cam Martin picks up that foul, is Dagenhart, who was that 30, 40 seconds there of a breather, maybe all he needs.
19th foul against Boise State. Rams into the front court. About 40 to go. CSU has not scored in 2.5 minutes. Stevens trying to change it. It's a 3, and it's good. A big one from Isaiah Stevens.
And I talk about that burst off of those screens there. Just walks Ronnie Anderson down, and then peekaboo, I'm wide open off a double screen.
Oh, Anderson lightning fast down the lane, and finger rolls it in. Man, was that an explosive move. Stevens back the other way on Anderson. Ball knocked away. Whistle foul.
This ball game is really picking up its pace right now as you see Stevens get one, then Ronnie Anderson right back at you. Then as soon as you know it, Stevens already down low working back at Anderson.
Anderson with his first, team's 10th. And he's having a couple of words with Mike Littlewood. And Isaiah Stevens going to get a couple of pitches here. Stevens in the game, just the 5 points. You look back to that first game against Boise State, uncharacteristic. Stevens was underwater with assists and turnovers. First one's up and good. Just 3 assists, 6 turnovers in that game for Isaiah, who has been just marvelous once again here in his 5th season wearing the green and gold. Second free throw's up and good. Stevens got them both. 37-30. Rams by 7. 70 seconds to go in the first half of play. Broncos with the basketball into the front court. Max Rice has the top of the key off a Dagenhart screen. Right back to Dagenhart. Out front, driving on Scott in the paint. Tried to lean in, nothing going. Dagenhart had to send it back out front. Here's Rice on the left wing. Top of the key to Anderson. 7 on the shot clock. Fakes the 3. Nothing doing. Left corner. Here's Meadow. Drives inside. Runner up. Missed it. Abo the rebound. Then he got tied up. It's a jump ball. Stay with Boise State.
Well, I wonder if the shot clock violated before the actual jump ball possession. I think they're actually going to talk about it and take a look at it here.
I think it went off the rim on the rebound, Adam. And so that would have reset the shot clock. So it'll be Boise State basketball on the alternating possession arrow. 42.1 seconds to go in the first half. 20 on the shot clock. Broncos on the inbounds. The Broncos might try to find something at the rim to get a 2-for-1. They don't. Here's Rice out front. Penetrates left in the lane. Wild shot looking for contact. Didn't get it. And the Rams with the basketball. Oh, Rice is still down on the floor on the other end. But boy, I hope he is okay. This does not look good.
Not sure really what he's grabbing at, but he hasn't moved much since he went down. As he goes in there 1-on-3, I believe Joe Palmer, Joel Scott, and Nick Clifford all got a piece of him.
And Max Rice down on the baseline underneath that Boise State basket, and some of the training personnel have come out, and Leon Rice is standing over his son. And dual concern clearly for him as the coach, and really first and foremost as dad. And Rice, it's that right hand it looks like they're looking at. That right wrist. 25.7 seconds to go. 37-30. Rams by 7. Rice went hard to the baseline. And you just hope he is okay.
And the Rams here going to huddle up, get a play called. Good to see Max Rice. Looks like he's going to walk off on his own will here.
I mentioned they were looking at the right wrist, but they just helped him up by the right wrist, and now he's limping off. So looked like maybe an ankle. I don't know. Tough to tell, but you hope he's okay. And now Leon Rice is going to talk to Mike Littlewood as he heads back to the Boise State bench. He wanted the call there that Rice was trying to draw.
Certainly concerning for Bronco fans is not only in this game, but the rest of the conference season out. They're going to need him out on the floor, and the Mountain West Conference is a better conference when he's playing, so hope he shakes whatever he's got going.
All right, so Whiting is going to check in for him. Shot clock is dark. 25.7 seconds to go in the first half. Rams up by 7 and looking to extend on it with a final bucket of the first half. Inbounds to Stevens, has it out by the midcourt Ram logo. Garnier's out there as well. Anderson really hounding him. 16 to go here in the first half. Stevens still out front. Well, Anderson really aggressive defense here. 10. Down to 8. Stevens works left. Outside the arc. Drives right. Got inside the paint. Lobs to Cartier. Has it. Whistle. Charge. Well, just a discombobulated possession for CSU. Cartier get whistled with it. And Nico Medved is red hot. And Cartier has just bought his. Is that his third foul, Adam?
I think it's just his second. Or no, it is his third, and that really hurts you, as it could have just been a turnover. How about the switch from Degenhardt?
Half-court heave off the rim and no good. Anderson nearly got it to go at the buzzer.
My goodness, the back of the iron. That this whole place taking a big, deep breath, but sigh of relief here as the Rams go in up 7.
Cartier picking up his third personal foul, and that certainly is something to keep your eye on as we head into the back half of this one. 20 minutes in the books tonight from Moby Arena. CSU 37, Boise State 30. Halftime show comes up next on the Colorado State Sports Network from Learfield.
Your home for CSU Rams men's basketball.
Back out of the intermission as we bring you back inside Moby Arena in Fort Collins. 37-30. Rams over the Broncos. Mountain West Conference basketball tonight. Great to have everybody with us across the Colorado State Radio Network. Those of you joining us on the Mountain West Network. Ram team coming in at 17-5. CSU 5-4 in conference play. Boise State 16-6 overall. 7-2 in Mountain West Conference play at the start of the day. Net rankings, Boise State at 36, Colorado State at 28 full teams. Look at the bracket matrix firmly in about the NCAA tournament if it started today, which of course it doesn't. Still wood to chop for each of these two teams to make sure that they head back to the tournaments.
Well, if the Mountain West wants any shot at 6 bids, you look at that game, Nevada at Utah State tonight. They're up big at half, but that's a big one there for a team that's really on the bubble looking to get in.
Yeah, Nevada definitely needs a marquee win. That would qualify. Here we go. Out of halftime, Rams with the basketball. And Cartier's on the bench with the 3 personal fouls. Stevens, step back 3. Right down the barrel for Isaiah Stevens.
And another Ram offender just bouncing off the chest of Degenhardt, who just does not give up an inch. Instead, Isaiah uses that momentum to push him behind the line. What a step back off balance.
So Rashawn Bemba in the starting lineup for the Rams. Rams white out here on this Tuesday wearing the home white screen numbers. Traveling blacks for Boise State with the blue numbers and the white trim. Deep 3, Abo trying to answer, can't do it. Rebound, Bemba and Colorado State. On court here, Strong drives right baseline, pull up 2, good.
And he's so sneaky fast in transition. You see him get behind the defense, usually for a layup, but there, just a quick one-dribble pull-up. Nothing but net.
And just like that, the first 5 to CSU out of the intermission. And the Rams have their largest advantage of the night, sitting at 12. Lob down low, Anderson in the paint, blocked there by Scott. Rams run it. Stevens fumbling the ball, though, into the front court. Got it to Strong. Makes the 3, drives inside, hands off to Bemba. The freshman lip fake, rejected there by Stanley. And then loose ball came to Anderson in the front court. Rice, a deep 3, missed it. And the rebound, Degenhardt. How did he track that down?
He tracks it down all the way from half court. The only guy going for that offensive rebound, including 3 Ram offenders.
Degenhardt powers his way up for the deuce. Threw 2 Rams on that.
I love the way he throws his body around. Just so strong.
Right, Degenhardt with 13 to pace all scores in the game tonight. 2 minutes into the second half, 42-32. Rams with the advantage. Scott top of the key. We get a whistle away from the ball. Somebody got grabbed cutting through the paint. I think it was Stevens, perhaps. Max Rice, the guilty party.
That's going to be his third, actually, for Max Rice. I thought they were going to get Ronnie Anderson the third with his second foul, but you see Max Rice okay out of halftime, too. Good to see him back out there as he comes right back out of half and jacks up a 27-footer.
And then a jumper in the lane, counted. By the way, that is only the second on Max Rice. And the PA announcer had misspoken. He said it was the third. It's actually the second on Rice. All right, 44-32. Isaiah Stevens with the mid-range game, cooking tonight. Right side, it's Rice. Outside the arc, Dagenhart top of the key. Downhill into the paint, looking for contact. Throws it up with the right hand. He missed it. Whistle. And a foul for the board against CSU.
He is. He's just playing bully ball. He says, I know I'm bigger and I know I'm stronger, and I don't care if I miss it. I'm going to go back up and get it and put it back in. And you just see he's just hanging around and nothing you can do.
So Scott picking up his second personal foul. 17:25 to go in the game. 44-32 Rams. Dagenhart again trying to get 2 feet in the paint. And Boga ripped away. Bemba had it first. Now here's Clifford into the paint. Got shut down by Max Rice on the transition D. Left wing, it's Strong. Looking for a back cutter. And Stevens might have been open, but the pass off target.
And Stevens wasn't cutting to score. He just wanted to run the offense, and Josiah Strong's looking for an easy layup. He's got to finish that cut.
Max Rice into the front court. Colorado State turning it over for the 7th time of the game. Already 2 turnovers here in the second half for CSU. Inside 17 to go in the second. Dagenhart again downhill into the paint, ball stripped away. Stays with Boise. And the Broncos are going to trigger in baseline.
Great back-to-back defensive help possessions there as Dagenhart's just putting his head down, getting to the rim. Saw Bemba collapse in and peekaboo surprise him on that spin.
Lob on the inbound. Strong read it. Nearly got the backdoor steal. Ram fans appreciating the effort from Strong. Stays with Boise State. 12 in the shot clock. Anderson top of the key for the Broncos. He'll fire up a deep 3. Directed. Not sure if that was the shot Leon Rice wanted. Front court, here's Clifford. A little in and out dribble, trying to get down the lane on Abo. Could not. Strong high on the left side. 16:30 to go in the second. Bemba catches top of the key. Now to Stevens. Stevens uses the screen. Good defense by Anderson. Feeds the paint. Here's Bemba. Double team comes. Bemba spinning baseline. Whistle, though, and a foul, I guess, on Stanley. Stanley holding up his hand saying, what did I do? And I think Bemba was saying
play on. Give me that layup. Let me get a highlight reel play. My goodness, just staring at that middle of the paint and then just spins off all the momentum that Stanley's putting on his back.
Wow, that works against both teams. As that's the third on Stanley. On the inbounds to Strong, and he lost it out of bounds. That's the 8th turnover for Colorado State. Again, 3 turnovers for the Rams in the first 3 minutes, 40 seconds. The second half, Anderson right down the lane with speed. Sends it out to Rice. Makes the 3. Good recovery defense by the Rams there. And, boy, foul's coming fast and furious now. You get one on Stanley down here at the other end for his 3rd. And now Scott is going to pick up his 3rd on the other end.
Much like the Dagenhart block earlier in the first half, I think that's just a play on. We're playing physical out here tonight.
I think the last 2 have been play-ons. All right, inbounds to Dagenhart. Leans in on Palmer. Joe holding his ground. Outside he goes to Stanley on the right side. Jab step on Bemba. Crossing him over into the paint. What a move. He missed it, though. Rebound to Colorado State. Forecourt. Strong down the lane. Lip fake lays it up. Oh, he missed it at the rim.
Wow, it was a great find from Clifford in transition. Unable to finish with his left.
Anderson corner 3 is good. Ronnie Anderson, not much of a shooter, but he was left wide open. Was able to spot it up and knock it down.
And that's basketball. That's how that goes. You miss a layup at one end, give up a quick 3, a 5-point swing.
Stevens knifing through the lane, double clutch, layup is good. 46-35, back to double figures. Boy, Anderson has been aggressive. Got all the way through the paint, sends it out. Dagenhart 3, off the mark, rebound Bemba. Forecourt. Here comes strong Nico Medved screaming from the sideline, saying, slow that down. Here's Stevens to the rim. Out to Clifford. A nice through the lane. Back to Stevens. In the corner. Fires a three. Barely draws iron. Here comes Anderson with speed again. Forecourt. Degenhardt. Lip fake. Foul. And Joe Palmer saving what looked to be a dunk from Degenhardt. And he'll make him earn it at the free throw line.
And credit Boise State really answering every sort of run. The Rams really trying to get out and run. Everybody on that staff wants to run except Coach Medved. Slow things down here as the Rams missing shots and letting Boise State get out in transition.
Man, this thing is going up and down. Everybody needs a break. We'll take it with them. 14:44 to go. We're in the second. Rams holding on to an 11-point lead over Boise State. It's 46-35 on the Colorado State Sports Network from Learfield. 14:44 to go. Second half of play tonight from Fort Fun and Moby Arena. 46-35. Rams by 11 over Boise State. Well, it's a new season at Kohl's with everyday styles at great prices. You can get more of what you want for less. You can find go-tos for going everywhere and the perfect picks for your home. Shop Kohl's and Kohls.com today. Back with Adam Nigon. Brian Roth with you courtside here. Degenhardt will be at the free throw line for Boise State. And turn of events from a moment ago, missed layup for the Rams. A three on the other end. And like Colorado State was poised to go up by 14. And now here's Degenhardt, has a chance to get this back down to single digits. Smashes the first one through. He'll get one more.
And this is a Boise State team you cannot foul. Over 75% as a team. And if it wasn't for Ronnie Anderson shooting in the 50s, it'd be a lot better than that, too. So really make you pay for all those fouls. It's a great foul from Joe Palmer, making him earn it. But, again, they're going to knock both down, and the Rams got to find a way to grab the momentum of this ball game back.
Degenhardt with the game-high 15. Cartier is checked back in the game, playing with the 3 fouls. Stanley's guarding him. He's playing with 3 fouls. And a backdoor cut. Ball was deflected, stolen. Broncos in the forecourt down by 9. And a bucket here. Boise State's going to feel pretty good. On their way back in this contest. Lob down low to Stanley on the inside. Lays it up. He missed it. Late whistle. And a foul.
Well, let's see who they're going to get here.
Be Jalen Lake.
Thankfully, but
I think it was one of those, Adam, where you let it go. If it goes in, it doesn't go in, and you blow the whistle.
And that's a great over-the-top pass from that cross wing from Ronnie Anderson. Stanley's got great position.
And free throw's no good. Boise State had gone 7 of 7 from the free throw line until that miss. And fires up the student section. And Stanley gets the second one to go. 46-38. Colorado State leading by 8. Large lead has been 12. Rams held it a moment ago at 44-32. Front court. Here comes Stevens on the left side. Stevens now with Stanley on him. Snaps it past Palmer. Lobs down low to Cartier. Ball deflected out of bounds. Stays with Colorado State. 15 on the shot clock.
And Cartier's mad at Palmer, saying, give me a little more oomph to that pass, a little more juice to it. I had him right where I wanted him. He just put too much air under it.
Stanley and Cartier.
I'm surprised that's the first time they've had to do that this afternoon.
A little handsy on the inside there. The officials got to tell him to knock it off. And Stanley going to go to the bench, and Shabuzo Abo checks in for him. Rams to throw it in. Stevens out of the key. Clifford hoists a 3. Missed it. And Lee Clifford, who came into the game shooting over 50% on the season from deep, has been able to find the range from downtown. He's 0 for 3. That was a good look. Broncos again. Another possession here. A chance to cut into this deficit. Meadow at the foul line. Outside it goes to Anderson. Anderson with the dribble out front. Driving right into lane. Shot up there by Lane. This ball picked up by CSU. Here comes Stevens. Hands to Clifford down the lane. He missed a layup.
He might have got just a hair of a bump on his way to the rim. It just knocked him off balance just enough.
Man, that hurts. Top of the key, Meadow. He wants to drive down the lane. Wild shot. It goes in. Andrew Meadow, a bit out of control, but got it off the window for 2, and it's a 6-point game. Rams have not scored in over 2 minutes.
Not to say we haven't had our opportunities at that, but credit Boise State sticking with it and just going right to the rack every single possession.
It felt like this thing was going to get up to 14 or 15, but now the Broncos have it back down to 6. Lake, foul line jumper, in and out. CSU can't get anything to go right now. Rebound to Boise State. Broncos in the forecourt. Left wing, Whiting. Top of the key, Abo. Work it back around to Anderson on the right side. Degenhardt head of the key. Whiting with Stevens watching him. Whiting maneuvering down the lane. Picked up the bounce. Outside it goes. 6 to shoot. This is Abo. Driving left. Step back 3. Barely draws. Iron rebound at Degenhardt. Crash 20 on the shot clock.
He's just always on the right side of the rim for all those misses. He's just like Charles Barkley. Knows where that ball's going.
Trying to go to work on Cartier. And the ball knocked away out front. Stolen. Here comes Palmer. Down the lane. Lays it in. The deuce and the abuse.
The crowd waiting for any reason to get it going and set this place off. And Joe Palmer is that spark.
And an injured Boise State Broncos back on the other end. It's Anderson who is still down on the floor. He is lying on his back, and the training staff is looking at Anderson. You hope he is okay. With that, we will step aside. 11:57 to go. Rams snapping a near 3-minute scoring drought and a chance at a 3-point play. Rams by 8 on the Colorado State Sports Network from Learfield. Colorado State Ram basketball tonight, presented by Orthopedic and Spine Center of the Rockies, the official team physicians of Colorado State University Athletics. Over 45 physicians providing care across 6 medical campuses. Learn more at orthohealth.com. And Wagner Rents is a proud sponsor of CSU Athletics. The Rams are powered by Wagner Rents. Well, Palmer going to be at the free throw line for an and 1 here, 48-40, as we bring you back inside Moby Arena on a whiteout Tuesday evening, 11:57 to go. Rams have led for nearly 26 minutes of this contest. Broncos did have the lead at 4-2 early in the game. Broncos have led for 27 seconds. But Boise State hanging around here in a tough environment. Bemba back in for the Rams. Gets Cartier with the 3 fouls. Strong, Lake, Evans, and Palmer. Palmer knocks down the free throw and converts on the old-fashioned 3-point play.
How about that? We talked about we haven't seen this staff leave Clifford or Stevens on the bench together last few games, but now all of a sudden with some foul calls and everything else, you're forced to play without your 2 stars on the floor.
Well, that's been a tough night for Clifford with just the 2 points. It has been incredible. Down the lane, Abo missed the dunk. Front court. Here's Strong, going to hold up. Now to Palmer in the left wing. Drives inside, kicks out to Evans. I think Abo was just trying to load up, get a little extra sauce on that thing.
He was trying to shatter the backboard. He was trying to hammer that one home.
So you've seen the Rams miss some layups, and now look to be a gimme missed by Boise State. 5 on the shot clock. Bemba's got to go to his right, back to his left. Shot up, looked like he got fouled from behind. He did. Whistle was late. But he's going to go to the free throw line.
And again, Bemba looking straight at that double team from the middle, spins away. I think they got Meadow walking under him there as he's going up.
In fact, it was Abo from behind.
Oh, wow. Well,
his second.
It's just Bemba has come in and provided some great minutes with Cartier's fouls. Stepped right in and gave you everything you could ask.
Now, just as the Rams had a near 3-minute scoring drought a moment ago, Boise State now to extend a dry run. Last 2 minutes. Free throw up and good by Bemba. One more coming the way for the freshman. It's up and good. Rams have the lead back up to double figures, sitting at 11, 51-40. 11 and change to go here in the second half of play. By the way, we mentioned Anderson was down on the floor going to that last media timeout. He appeared to be okay as the timeout went along. He's still on that bench, though. Whiting on the left wing, being hounded by the freshman Evans. Picked up the bounce, looking to get it to Stanley. They have him in the paint. Double team comes. think they get Evans on a little bit of a reach in there. That's going to be his first. And the 15th foul for CSU.
Well, the freshman does a great job of just doubling on the post feed and trying to keep the ball out of Stanley's hands. He's just, I think he got a little bit of the arm. I'm not so sure it's a whole lot as Stanley's really kicking that ball out.
Broncos to throw it into the baseline. They have to lob out front to Max Rice. Rice went down late in that first half, looked to be hurt. And good news, he's back in the game. Stanley, a deep three, missed it. Rebound came right to Max Rice inside the paint, and he was fouled by Palmer.
Here we go. We'll get a look at the foul here from Palmer all over Max Rice. But to me, it starts with Kyan Evans. When the shot goes up, just turns and goes to the rim instead of watching that man first, making sure he's not coming and getting that offensive board. Max Rice sneaks right behind him.
So the 16th foul at CSU. Palmer's picked up his second. Whiting on the baseline. Drives all the way through. Kicked it back out. Degenhart barrels into the lane. Runner up. Halfway down and a pop back out.
Nice job from the freshman taking Degenhart right in the middle of the chest. It's not a shot Degenhart misses quite often.
Rams continuing to play without Stevens and Clifford here. Joel Scott not on the floor either. Strong got 2 feet in the paint. Here's Bemba down the lane. Lost it. Turned over. Meadow in the front court. Meadow driving right down the lane. Meadow backing his way in. Turnaround jumper. Missed it. Late whistle foul. That will get Nico Medved up off his seat.
Meadow just walks his man down and is fading away the whole time. I think Josiah does actually smack him as he's kind of going up awkwardly for that jumper. I think that's a good call.
So free throws coming up for Andrew Meadow.
For Josiah Strong, though, you got to realize he's fading away off of 2 feet awkwardly. Just let that one go.
First one's up and it's no good. Colorado State's going to get a veteran group back in the lineup here. Evans, Palmer, and Bemba to the bench. 2 of the 3 are freshmen.
That's great.
And Scott and Stevens and Cartier, 3 seniors, all their 5th year check back in.
You love those minutes. You leave Stevens and Clifford on the bench and say, we need you here. And they did that.
And the second free throw is no good. Meadow missed them both. 51-40. Rams leading by 11. Halfway home here in the second half of play from Moby. Stevens on the left wing. Stevens top of the key. Stevens snipes in the lane. Out the leg for 3. Short. Cartier had it, lost it. And it'll go. Check that. It'll stay with Colorado State. Ram basketball.
Boy, we had a good look at that Jalen Lake 3, and he started walking away doing the Curry. Thought it was all but in, and so did I. Good for Cartier staying in his spot and forcing an extra possession.
Cartier underneath, and the assist from Stevens.
And how about the quick give and go from the baseline out of bounds? Just Omar Stanley probably hadn't seen that on the film, and great adjustment from that staff. Let's hear it.
Timeout, Boise State. Colorado State has their largest lead of the night. It sits at 13, a 7-0 run for CSU. We'll take a timeout. 9:21 to go. We're in the second. Rams 53, Broncos 40 on the Colorado State Sports Network from Learfield. Colorado State basketball tonight brought to you by Alpine Gardens. They're a landscape design company that has been family owned for over 40 years. They strive to beautify properties and create landscapes that are handcrafted for life. For more information or to begin an Alpine Gardens landscape transformation, visit alpinegardens.com. Back at Moby Arena, where the students have been terrific once again here tonight, as they have been all season long. Crowd of above 7,000, not quite to capacity here this evening. Snapping a streak of 2 consecutive sellouts. 9:21 left. Rams by 13.
And it's been as loud as it's been in this atmosphere all evening long. Last 2 minutes here for Boise have really ratcheted up.
Rams are going to go to a 2-3 zone defense for the first time tonight out of that timeout. Degenhart high post. Drives on Strong. Double team. He's in a bit of trouble. Steps through and gets the contact. I can't let him split that double team. Had it exactly the way they wanted, but Dagenhart's a savvy guy.
And Josiah Strong just gets on that high side just a little too much. He's got to pinch tight, shoot a shoe with Cartier there. Right, how does a guy like Dagenhart just split you and get right to the middle of the paint?
1-1 for Dagenhart. It was the 18th foul for CSU. And he gets the first free throw to go. 16 for Tyson Dagenhart. Mountain West Conference Freshman of the Year a couple seasons ago and put the league on notice. And he has been an all-conference caliber player ever since. Cartier goes to the bench for Colorado State. Second free throw is up and it is good. Joe Palmer has checked back in. Rams are going small here.
Got to run a good long set here. Get yourselves another great look. Keep that pressure on.
53-42. Colorado State with the basketball in the advantage. Left wing Stevens got it to Joel Scott in the paint against Stanley. Double team comes, lip fake, steps through, and scoops it in with the right hand.
Well, as mad as we are, Ram defenders letting two guys, one guy split two there. Joel Scott splits three Bronco defenders and gets himself a wide open look.
Dagenhart pulls his way into the lane, lost the ball, got it back on the left block. Outside it goes to Max Rice in the paint. Max lost the ball. It is CSU. Rams have the numbers if they go. Stevens, corner. Palmer drives inside, lays it up and in.
I love the adjustment and recognition that Jace Whiting is guarding him, not flaring to that three-point line, instead cutting directly to the rim. It's an easier 2 than 3.
Rams by 15 tonight. 57-42. Everybody on their feet at Moby. Rice high on the left side. Rice out to Dagenhart. Had a good look at three. Drives inside, Euro step, lays it up and in. Another excellent move by Tyson Dagenhart.
And how many times has he got a Ram defender up in the air with just a simple shot fake? Nobody can keep their feet against Dagenhart as he sells it as good as anyone.
That's going to quiet the crowd. Rams back into the front court. Here's Stevens, top of the key with Whiting on him. Rams want to take advantage. Out to Strong. Penetrates left, down the lane, back out to Isaiah. Stevens, nice inside. Top of the key late, catch and shoot three. No good. That's a great look. Exactly what you wanted. Shot didn't fall. Broncos into the forward court. Whiting stops to the foul line. Nobody on him, fires the shot, and hits the shot.
And just again, that's basketball. You miss a wide open look, and then somebody doesn't do their defense correctly. Give up a quick 2 and right back to an 11-point game.
So a little 4-0 run for Boise State, and Nico Medved has seen enough. He's going to call a timeout, and the Rams are going to talk it over. Lead remains double figures. We have a timeout. 7 minutes to go. We are in the second half. 57-46 Rams on the Colorado State Sports Network from Learfield. Back here at Moby Arena, 7 minutes on the dot. Remaining in regulation tonight, 57-46. Colorado State by 11 over Boise State. The Rams basketball tonight is brought to you by Waterpick. They're proud to present the Student Athlete of the Week award presented to a student athlete at each home CSU basketball game. Waterpick, Church and Dwight Company, and a proud corporate sponsor of Colorado State athletics. Back with former Ram Adam Digon, Brian Roth with you. An entertaining one. CSU has been in control most of the game, but Boise State, they have battled back, got it to 6 a handful of minutes ago. Then a Colorado State run pushed it up to 15, back to 11.
And that was just it. We had it at 15 with the chance to blow the doors off of this and send Boise State packing, but unable to knock down some shots, and then Boise answers with their own little run. So got to fight here down the stretch.
Again, it's a Bronco team that is 4-0 on the road in Mountain West Conference play with a win at the Pit and a win at Lawler Event Center. Clifford, outside it goes to Lake, fakes the three, drives baseline, floater up, short. And again, CSU going empty for the third consecutive possession. Abo front court. Broncos have it. 6:30 to go in the second. Broncos a chance to get this back to single digits. Down the lane, there's Rice on the cut. Lays it up and in. The assist from Martin. And it is a 9-point game.
That's a great cut off of a ball screen there. Just curled yourself right to the rim. No help. And a nice find from Cam Martin, who leads this team in assists off the bench in just 18 minutes.
Back cutting the lane. Clifford on the assist from Stevens. And for Colorado State to be up by 11 here and meet Clifford only to have 4 points. That's saying something. See if they can get Clifford hot down the stretch. 59-48, Colorado State with the advantage. That snapped a 2-minute scoring drought for the Rams. Martin, top of the key. Got to Degenhart. Baseline drive, lays it up and in. Man, they gave up the baseline, and Degenhart took full advantage. He has 21.
Just puts Joe Palmer in a tough position there against a guy who's just bowling you right to the rim. I'd like to see maybe Nick Clifford go in there and try and battle a little harder against Degenhart.
Left wing Stevens, and a foul in the paint. Abo and Scott bodying up. This will go against Shabuzo Abo. And Abo picking up his 3rd personal foul, and he's going to head to the bench. And just the 15th foul here in the second half of play.
Abo just gets 2 hands wrapped around Joel Scott as he's trying to do everything he can not to let Joel Scott get to a post. It's a little too much grabbing.
Bamba checks in for Scott. Rams triggered in the baseline. Lobbing to Clifford, foul line, down the lane, layup up, banged in with the foul. There he goes. Big Clifford starting to get cooking.
Just what the doctor ordered. Dr. Brian Roth, thank you, sir.
Well, he's got those long legs and then the length.
You see the frustration just let loose there as finally gets a couple to go.
And the free throw's up and good for Nick Clifford, the second leading scorer for the Rams at 14 points per game, 62-50. 5:21 to go. Rice has it up top of the key. Hands off to Ronnie Anderson. Out of Martin. Out front, hands off to Meadow. Out of Degenhart on the right side. Got it to Martin, right of the lane, wants to go to work. Not going to do it, skips out. 10 on the shot clock. Anderson, top of the key. Meadow, baseline drive to the rim. Foul.
They're just having all sorts of trouble trying to keep Boise State from getting to the rim. Really have stopped shooting threes, and it's been just you and me or whoever's got it drive right to the rim. Meadow there just using that freshman frame in there to throw some weight around.
Second on Bamba, 19 foul. So Meadow, who just missed 2 free throws a minute ago, he's right back at the free throw line. And the first one's up, no good. Well, we mentioned Meadow played 22 minutes and had 11 points. And the first matchup back on January the 9th, both of those were conference highs. And knocked down a couple of big-time threes.
Those were late shot clock dagger threes on great defensive possessions.
And missed them both again. Both were right in the cylinder, both popped out. Rams have it in the front court, leading 62-50. Rams slipped inside, 5 minutes to go, and Boise State coming out in a little trapping zone defense here in the half court. Clifford high left, skips to the corner, wide open 3. Palmer fires, missed it. Stevens, the offensive board, he was fouled. An unlikely candidate keeping the possession alive, Isaiah Stevens.
Isaiah Stevens laughing to himself because he puts Ronnie Anderson in a box and shields him off. Grabs that rebound and right into the chest of Cam Martin. No, nothing else to do there if you're Cam.
So Stevens going to get a pair of pitches. First one's perfect. Stevens just about to a double-double, 15 points, 9 assists. Looking for his 4th points, assist, double-double of the year, his 15th of his career. And the second one's up and good. 16-9 for Isaiah Stevens. Palmer to the bench. Scott checks in for him. And the lead back up to 14 here at Moby.
And to finish your point about Isaiah's game, he's got 16 points, 9 assists, just the 1 turnover. Remember, the first time these teams matched up at Boise State had 6.
Right side, Rice, catch and shoot three. Good. That's a tough shot, the one that he hits, and one that Boise State desperately needed.
And it hurts the worst because it's just not the prettiest jumper you ever seen as he shoots it off of that side pocket, but my goodness, he doesn't hit a lot of rim when he does make them.
Stevens top of the key, hands off to Scott, 64-53 Rams. Inside 4 minutes to go now in regulation. Stevens driving to the foul line, found Bemba underneath, lip fake, and then lays it up and in.
Just the recognition from your senior point guard. Just drags Stanley with him long enough, and that quick left-handed pass.
All loose out front, whistle, and a foul. By the way, that last play, Stevens does get that double-double, his 10th assist of the contest. Foul one against Bemba, and the Rams now in the double penalty. And 2 free throws coming up for Boise State when we come back. Final 3:39 of regulation to go here in Moby, 66-53. Rams with the lead on the Colorado State Sports Network from Learfield. About 3:39 to go. Back inside Moby Arena. Rams leading the Broncos 66-53 in a matchup of a couple of teams that the season ended today. Both would be firmly in the NCAA tournament. Brian Rump and the former Ram Adam Nygaard courtside with you here tonight. David DeButte back at Learfield Master Control. And the Ram Vision team back in the control studio here at Moby Arena. Great to have everybody with us. And it's a Colorado State team that trying to scratch and claw their way back into the conference race, coming in at 5-4. It's a Boise State team trying to keep their remarkable road streak alive here in conference.
And it's just been a battle all night long. And you look at some of the numbers. Omar Stanley, just 3 points, 1 rebound. And then you look at Dagenhart, 21 points, just 5 rebounds. Right now, the leading rebounder for Boise State, Max Rice, was 7. I think the Rams would like that number.
So Stanley at the free throw line, and the first one's up, and it's no good. And man, Broncos cannot hit free throws here in the second half. They are 5 of 11. Adam, they opened up the game hitting 7 of their first 7. Second free throw's up and good. Stanley splits the pair.
Just as I was praising their free throw shooting abilities, they really took a turn for the worse.
Full court pressure. Rams in the backcourt. Stevens lobs front court. Got it to Clifford. Rams can go here if they want to. Not going to do it. And they're going to work some clock. Scott top of the key. Got it to Strong. Rams have their starting 5 out there. Stevens out front again. 10 of the shot clock. Now to Clifford. Drives right down the lane. Lost the ball. Loose on the floor. Could never corral it. And it came right to Stanley. 11th turnover of the game for Colorado State, just a shade above their season average. Rice dead up front on top of the keys. Stanley out to help. 3 minutes left in the contest. Here's Meadow. Deep 3. Missed it. Rebound. Clifford got it. Taken away by Dagenhart. Man.
And there goes that man again. I mean, he just stopped Clifford coming up with it. Somehow just fights his way till the end. And another rebound putback for Tyson Dagenhart.
Dagenhart and the Broncos get it back to 10. 66-56. Again, the Rams working some clock here. 13 on the shot clock. 2:30 to go in the game clock. Stevens baseline to Scott. Lays it up and in. What a pass. Assist number 11 for the great Isaiah Stevens.
And Ronnie Anderson goes under that screen, and it's all it takes to create that mismatch and make that extra defender step towards Stevens. And as soon as you do, he's easy to drop it off to his boy.
Ooh, Stanley beat Cartier and throws down with one hand. Leon Rice immediately calls a timeout to stop the clock at 2:11. 68-58, back to a 10-point game.
And every time you think the Rams are going to extend this lead, 14-15, what happens? Boise State just gets right to the rim, and there Clifford slips as he's trying to stay in front of Stanley, and Stanley able to get his easiest basket of the night, just his 5th point.
Again, 2:11 to go in regulation here. 68-58 Rams. One game has gone final of the Mountain West Conference tonight. New Mexico, number 25. They hammer the Cowboys of Wyoming up the Double-A, just 64 miles north of here. 91-73. And how about this one? With 3:04 to go in the second half, Nevada up 69. Check that, 71-56 at number 22, Utah State.
And Nevada has entered the chat, and that's as big as win as they've had. And they were really reeling. They were looking to, if they lost that game, we're going to lose 6 of their last 8. And a team that started 15-1 going into conference, good to see them bounce back again. We need the league to be as healthy and as strong as they are.
Rams again going against full court pressure. Got it to Stevens, forecourt. Got it to Scott. He wants to drive inside to Strong. Lays it up and in. Had a chance to do that last time down. Elected to pull it out, but they'll take the easy deuce there. Inside 2 minutes to go.
I love that from Scott. He was either going to get a layup over Jace Whiting or he was going to pass that off, but takes it right to the small guard.
Degenhardt finds Abo. Foul line jumpers up and good.
There's no quitting. Boise State, they're here to fight till the end.
Ball got knocked away from Clifford. Meek thought he got hit on the hand. And ball goes out of bounds. They're going to go look at this? Under 2 minutes. They're going to take a look at this. I thought Clifford, Nick saying he got fouled, and the ball got knocked out of bounds, but Nick, you could see him. Clifford continued to hit that arm of his. But they're going to look at this to see if indeed it will go to CSU or go to Boise, and we'll see if we get a look at it too.
Well, I hope it's not one of those where you see the foul, but you can't retroactively call the foul, but the ball hits Clifford last. You know, those refs quick to just give you the ball out of bounds underneath instead of giving somebody a third, fourth foul out there.
But now that it's under 2 minutes, you have to go and look at it. And again, we have not seen the replay yet here courtside. 1:38 to go. Rams up 70-60 at home here against Boise State. Colorado State going to get San Jose State in town coming up on Friday night. Your old coach Tim Miles going to lead the Spartans in here. Last time Tim led the Spartans in here, San Jose on New Year's Eve 2022 got their first ever win against CSU. And I know Tim was hitting downtown pretty good after that one.
Yeah, he was flying high after that one. I know it. And he's struggling this year a little bit, but they're on the tough end of a stick. They've got lost to a couple buzzer beaters now. They had San Diego State to a 3-point ball game, and just been one of those years as they've kind of dealt with a lot of injuries at San Jose State. In particular, Robert Viola tears his ACL out for the year. He's one of the best rebounders in this league.
All right, so it'll be Ram basketball after they looked at it. Baseball pass front court, got it to Scott down the lane, fouled, count the buckets. Rice was looking for the foul. He got it, but somehow Scott was able to finish. And behind the play, Tyson Degenhardt is on the floor. Isaiah Stevens is knelt over, and he is hurt too. Degenhardt's up, Stevens still kneeling. Scott gets the N1.
Love to see a replay there, as I think Isaiah Stevens set the screen that kind of freed up Joel Scott into the forecourt.
They're going to go look at this, and I have no idea what happened, but two players go to the floor, and I guess it's just automatic these days. If somebody goes to the floor, we're going to the monitor. But Stevens was shaken up behind the play on that. Degenhardt was shaken up behind the play on that, and you see Stevens down there still trying to shake out the cobwebs.
And that's as fast a review as I've ever seen. So let's keep it going, boys. Let's not lose this momentum.
And wondering if just two players running into each other there inadvertently.
And Degenhardt pleading his case, saying that's a mean back screen, but honestly should be yelling at one of his teammates for not calling that out for him.
All right, so Scott's going to try to convert the three-point play, lead back up to 12. Make it 13. 73-60. 90 seconds to go in the contest. Rams back to the 2-3 zone defense. Underneath, there's Stanley. He missed the layup. But what a pass from Rice to get it to Stanley, and they couldn't finish.
Leon Rice is not going to foul here. The Rams just got to run clock.
Colorado State with a 13-point advantage. 1:10 to go in the contest. Josiah Strong outside. Got it to Scott in the right wing. Strong headed the key. Back into the hands of the Maestro Stevens. Down the lane. Oh, what a pass to Scott. couldn't quite handle it. Now inside to Cartier, lip fake, lays it up and in. Lead back to 15. Rice on the left wing. Now out to Anderson for 3. Missed it. Offensive board, stick back, Degenhardt. He's been splendid tonight. He has 25.
It's just how many times and how many offensive rebounds is Degenhardt going to get, but doing his best to keep Boise State in this ball game. Didn't get a lot of help here tonight.
And Boise State will foul with 41.3 seconds to go. And the two teams led to the other end, and Joel Scott back to the free throw line. Boy, one Colorado State, felt like they had to have. You drop one at the other team's place, you got to get it back at your place. That's going to be the MO here. First free throw up, missed it, and that was just the 19th foul, so it was a 1-and-1. And the rebound to Boise State. 35 seconds to go. Rams stand that 2-3 zone defense. Bounce pass to the high post. Stanley fires from there, missed it, and the rebound to CSU. I think Boise State's going to foul here with the shot clock dart, and they're not. Everybody to their feet here at Moby Arena.
What a statement this last week has been for the Rams. Down and out the first few games in conference, really beat up. Really telling the league, here we are.
The final seconds tick down here at Moby Arena, and there's the horn. Colorado State returns the favor, and they knock out Boise State in front of a rabid crowd in Fort Collins. The final score is 75-62. With the Rams go to 18-5 on the year. They're 6-4 in Mountain West Conference play. They've won 3 straight. Boise State drops their first conference road game of the year. They fall to 16-7 overall and 7-3 in Mountain West Conference play. That'll do it for the broadcast on the Mountain West Network. Appreciate everybody tuning in. On the other side, the radio side of things, we'll be back here to Fort Collins with the post-game show. Again, the final score, Rams 75, Broncos 62 on the Colorado State Sports Network from Learfield.